Alright, we are back again, and so is my voice. Today we're checking out GameCube games on the Wii running through the RetroTINK 5X. This is, in my opinion, the sharpest and best quality output for GameCube games on the Wii, without using some kind of hardware modification like a Wii Dual or an AVE HDMI. I think that's the name for it. SOFTMODDing is involved here as our main goal is to disable the deflicker filter, which applies a vertical blur to the image, reducing the amount of flicker on a CRT, but also taking some of the clarity with it. This is done by forcing 480p in USB loaded GX and turning deflicker off. Have to tell you, it doesn't work for every single game, but it covers the majority. I'm using 1080p fill mode with sharp interpolation. Normally I'd use soft, but I wanted to show off the maximum sharposity. Anyway, I hope this video helps you decide whether going for an actual GameCube and an expensive component solution is worth it over a dirt cheap Wii with GameCube functionality. First game on this list is one of many that I'm playing here for the first time. I never even played the original 1080 snowboarding, so this franchise is all new to me. My initial thoughts go to SSX, but this actually seems to have much tighter controls. Graphics look great, and I love the way the characters' clothes react to the wind. It's a shame there's no widescreen option, which would have really helped emphasise the grandeur of the courses. Billy Hatcher is about chickens, eggs, and crows. Roll eggs over enemies and food to feed and eventually hatch the beast inside. The gameplay is decent, but suffers due to the camera controls that plagued games of this era. I've never really been able to keep up my interest in Billy Hatcher, as once you've played the game for about 30 to 40 minutes, there's not really much left to see. It is still fun, and it's nice to see Sonic Team do something mostly unrelated to the blue bastard, but I do know he's buried in here somewhere like a cat turd in a litter box. I loved F-Zero on the Super Nintendo. I never liked the races, I just liked to play time trial mode and make up stories about how I was on the run from the law or other stupid things like that. I missed out on F-Zero X as I just never encountered it on my childhood video game odyssey, and therefore I just fell out of touch with the series. When I heard that F-Zero GX was impossibly hard, I just decided to avoid it altogether, but playing it here now, maybe I made the wrong decision, because this is pretty fun. Much like 1080 Avalanche, this is me playing the game for the first time, and I'm doing alright, I suppose. I do love this little clip from story mode with Captain Falcon just roaming the streets in his full outfit. Does he not have casual wear? Is this his casual outfit? Who knows? Who cares? Another first-timer. Much like F-Zero GX, I'd heard mixed things about Kirby Air Ride, and preposterous rumours in school and on the early 2000s internet that the game only uses one button. Well, that's actually true, but you gotta remember, you can also use the analog stick. Basically, Kirby is forever moving forward, a bit like Sonic and the Secret Rings, but, you know, competent. Pressing the A button allows Kirby to charge a boost, drift, or use an ability. Mastering this control scheme takes more time than you'd think, but it does make you want to play each course over and over again in order to get the best time possible. Oh, and multiplayer is absolute chaos. I love it. The GameCube received a grand total of 4, count 'em, 4 Mario Party titles during its lifespan. That's insane, uncalled for, and potentially a violation of human rights. For me, Mario Party peaked with the second title. It was still a new series, minigames were fresh, and your characters got course-specific outfits. I mean, how can you really improve on that? We're looking at the first entry in the series to be released on the GameCube here, and yeah, it's alright. My biggest issue with Mario Party is just that matches last for far too long. You can circumvent this by reducing the number of turns, but it's annoying that it defaults to 20. I remember playing this at a friend's house. We were all hammered and ended up falling asleep somewhere after turn number 10.
Grenade! Turn back, Glitch!
Glitch, we just got a flatline signal from Hosed and Screwed. No time for tears. You're on your own for now. Get the hell to the other side pronto. Try finding a weapon to cut those wires.
Can you, Adam, and believe it? Another game that's brand new to me. I initially thought this was a Ratchet and Clank knockoff based on the box art, but I was wrong. I'll be honest, I don't understand the plot, which is embarrassing considering I had to sit through this unskippable intro cutscene twice due to forgetting to hit record the first time. Humans created robots. Robots rebelled, but then some robots rebelled against the robot rebellion. Glitch here is some kind of special robot. I don't know, and I honestly don't really care. The game controls really well, but your weapons are just unbelievably weak. Enemies have loads of HP, and a lot of what I played just boiled down to trying to drain an enemy's health before they drained yours. For me, Mario Kart Double Dash was a big disappointment. It felt very stale and clinical and lacked the appeal that Mario Kart 64 had. To this day, I still don't really understand the point of the second character other than the ability to hold 2 items at a time. It adds the illusion of strategy, but that all goes out of the window in the final lap when the CPU gets the best items and just uses them relentlessly. That being said, I do respect that they tried to do something a little bit different with the series. Maybe this is the Dark Souls 2 of the Mario Kart franchise. speaking of disappointments, here's Bomberman Generations. What a great looking game! That completes everything good I have to say about it. Bomberman isn't exactly a fast-paced series, it's more controlled and methodical. Bomberman Generations is even slower than a regular title in the series and barely plays like a Bomberman game altogether. You can move freely, as can your enemies, and your bombs create tiny, pathetic explosions. You need to kick your bomb into an enemy to stun them and pray that that bomb explodes before they start moving again. I don't understand how people like this game. It's like they took everything good about Bomberman and threw it in the bin. Music is shit and annoying too. Now here's a title that really benefits from being forced into 480p. I've got no clue why Capcom didn't add a 480p option when the game runs perfectly using it. Other than playing the PC version, I've never seen the backgrounds in such high quality. The models also look much better, as they fixed the vertex jitter that's present in the other versions, even that coveted Dreamcast release. I have noticed that the lighting is a little bit different and the game's darker overall, but you can still see which is the most important thing.
Brad, why isn't someone doing something about this? What's that?
Calm down, lady. I'm no zombie. My name's Carlos, Corporal of Umbrella's Biohazard Countermeasure Force. What's your name?
Jill, did you just say you belong to Umbrella's army?
Yeah, we came all the way out here to save you civilians, but the mission went bad the minute we landed.
Wait, how did he find me?
You laugh, but I prefer this over Sonic Heroes. Shadow the Hedgehog controls better than Heroes and looks better overall. The more I play the game, the more I find myself enjoying the gun mechanic, but I feel like it would have been much better suited to a slower character, like Knuckles. Can you imagine a game where you play as Knuckles, hunting emeralds and blasting fools? I can only dream. This is not a great game by any means. But it gets far too much hate, whereas I feel Sonic Heroes gets too much nostalgia bonerage.
You can use this to fly over to the other side. You can move the cube while descending with the parachute.
I played Super Smash Bros. Melee relentlessly when I was younger. I didn't have much choice. It was either this or Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. And contrary to popular belief, you can indeed have too much Sonic. Despite the many hours I sunk into the game, I was still consistently awful and it looks as though not much has changed. Smash Bros. Melee is still an absolute classic with fantastic graphics and a phenomenal soundtrack, so you should definitely go and play it right now. Or, whenever you're free.
Soul Calibur II.
So we have seen the PS2 version of Soul Calibur II in my other video. Now here is the GameCube release. Sadly, this is one of the games that absolutely refuses to have the deflicker filter turned off. It's a shame because it makes the game look a lot softer than it really is. I think the lighting's a lot better here versus the PS2 version, and there's less dithering too. I just wish I could turn off that filter. As I said in my PS2 video, I'm about as far as you can get from a pro, but I did manage to get through arcade mode on normal difficulty. How does Taki's outfit work though?
You'll all talk. Stay down. Demon captured.
There are people out there that are incredibly good at this game. I am not one of them. In fact, I am particularly horrendous at Super Monkey Ball and I've never ever beaten the game. Unlimited continues would be nice, but that actually takes away from the arcade feel of the game. Super Monkey Ball stinks of Sega on a good day, with great graphics that have aged really well, especially when they get forced to 480p, and it has a fantastic soundtrack. The two-player features are no slouch either, with Monkey Target being one of the most addictive minigames I've ever played. I remember the first screenshot I saw of Wind Waker. People were outraged. Why had they given the series a baby makeover? Why was Link's hair piss yellow? Why do his feet look like tiny little logs? I mean, we now know that Wind Waker is a classic, but we were all expecting something incredibly realistic based on that tech demo that we were all teased with back in the early days of the GameCube's life. Sadly, this is one of the games that wasn't supposed to have its deflicker filter turned off, as doing so reveals a metric ton of dithering. When running in generic 4x3, it almost looks like scan lines. This seems to only really affect the darker or muddier areas of the game, but it's still a little bit of a shame when everything else looks so good. My friend had Wave Race 64 and we played a fair amount of it when we were younger. I was always amazed and slightly frustrated at how good the water physics were, and I've never really experienced anything quite like it since. Wave Race Blue Storm just doesn't quite live up to it. The physics are all there, but there's just something off. It's like the magic is gone and the game is just an empty shell of its predecessor. It's not a bad game by any means, and you can have a lot of fun with it. It just doesn't stand up to Wave Race 64.
Awesome! You just got a turbo! This is the last lap. Don't hold back.
So there we go, 15 more games here running through the RetroTINK 5X. Sorry if I missed your favourite game, There are other games I wanted to add here, but a lot of them have such long, unskippable intros. Wind Waker really gave me my fill of those. Either way, let me know in the comments if there's any other suggestions that you have for other games or systems that you want to see. If I've got it, I shall see if I can deliver. If not, I don't know, sorry. Either way, thanks for watching everybody. Really appreciate the view. You all take care of yourselves and I will see you next time.